Yes, so here we may give and Alpia. The show is The Pulse. Before this, we were looking at Parliament. The aviation minister designate was being questioned. At this point, it is over. We'll bring you some reaction from there, like I said. For now, though, let's go to the police hospital. Now, contractors working on the 135 million Ghana city police hospital redevelopment plan have abandoned the project. Parliament approved funds for the facility 5 years ago. Now, the 35-bed ward of the hospital now serves as many as 5,000 patients annually, stretching their ability to effectively serve patient needs. But at a donation by the Malcolm Group to the hospital, a senior medical officer at the facility reviewed that the project had stalled despite the full amount being approved in 2012. They want government to, as a matter of urgency, complete the project. Joseph Akable now reports.
For the many children in the ward, they are calm, awaiting the day they depart to their homes. The redevelopment project, which commenced more than 4 decades ago, has stalled for years. In 2012, the Parliament of Ghana approved a loan agreement worth 135 million cedis for government to uplift the status of the hospital and ease congestion in the wards. This is not to be, as the project is at a halt. DCOP Dr. Marian Tetekobo wants government to intervene.
We really need expansion. We are hoping that you see this big structure over the new hospital. It's been there for years, and one of the things we need is we pray that the government will actually come and complete it for us. And if it's completed, I think that it will serve us very well. How
long has that project stalled?
Oh, so far as I can remember, I think it's more than about 15 years. Yes, so this is an opportunity. I will ask, that if that is done, I think that will give us more room.
Director of Communication for the Malcolm Group, who led to present items, explains it forms part of moves to help the country.
We have an opportunity to also find out what the hospitals need. They are busy doing their jobs, so my office will go in there to find exactly what are your needs, and if we can manage, we supply.
More donations may pour in going forward. The big question remains when the project, expected to enable the hospital adequately supplement the 37 military hospital, will be completed.
Living with disability in many parts of the capital and sometimes outside means a hopeless life, characterized mainly by street wandering, begging, and the like. Well, as of 2010, it was estimated that about 1.8 million Ghanaians, representing about 5% of the total population, were in some fashion disabled. However, at Caray, a remote community in the Upper West region of Ghana, about 5% of the 6,000 inhabitants living with various forms of disabilities, including some 50 visually impaired persons, are making a decent living for themselves through organized vegetable farming amidst neglect. Join us is Komla Adum, who visited the community nicknamed Disabled Village, reports that irrigation challenges and rampaging livestock are threatening to bring the hard work of these persons to naught. And this is part of a series of stories that we're bringing to you as Komla Adum now reports.
As one of the most deprived communities in the Upper West region, getting support from outside has been pretty difficult. Some NGOs and corporates tend to focus on the communities in and around the regional capital to the detriment of villages like Caray, which is a community desperately in need. In the first quarter of 2016, an NGO, Macedonia Jerusalem Mission, a charity arm of a Solution Ground of Mount Moriah Church, discovered the Caray community and provided assistance to the scores of physically challenged persons here by providing gardening equipment, watering cans, rakes, Wellington boots, and clothes. The NGO, which looks to adopt their community in order to mobilize resources from Accra to donate to them to complement their hard work, says it is constrained but will continue the project because it is a divine calling. Pastor Peter Afolabi is Executive Director of the Macedonia Jerusalem Mission.
It's a charity arm of Solution Ground of Mount Moriah Church. We are located at Medina in Accra. We have 3 objectives. The first one is to be a voice of the voiceless in society, and then also to serve as a channel of blessing through which resources will be channeled from society to the needy. And then we also develop human capital in the area of capacity building, training, and also making sure that the unemployed youth are trained in a way so that they can be useful to society.
So what have you been able to achieve so far, and how do you hope to expand your reach to be able to affect more lives?
Now, for the past 3 occasions, we have been here in the Upper West region. We came here on the 6th of March to offer gifts to the community in Caray. On the 21st of May, we also came here to Caray to help them with farm implement, bicycles, watering cans, and a large quantity of clothing. This time around in December, we are here again to bless these people, these good people of Caray.
How do you get support? How do you get assistance to be able to give to these other people?
For now, we have a lot of challenges. We have partners whose resources are also constrained. So we are appealing to the larger society to come to our aid to help us so that we can actually fulfill this divine call to help those people in our various communities in the country.
At a town hall organized by the group and carried through by the assembly member of the area, scores of residents and their children assembled, some assisted by their spouses. What is happening here in the town hall is that the NGO MJ Missions are distributing some used clothes they solicited from traders at Canton and other parts of the capital in Accra to distribute to these people who they find as less privileged. And as you can see, scores of their children have also gathered here, hoping that they will have some of their clothes for themselves. But one striking thing I noticed is that the unity among the people living here, despite their individual challenges, is laudable. Before I knew it, a man who should be in his 40s, sporting a cream and ash-colored oversized and a torn shirt, emerged from the town hall crawling on his backside. He crawls slowly until he gets to a motorbike and is lifted by his son onto the back of the bike and ridden away. He had also made his way to the town hall to benefit from the donations from the NGO. Some beneficiaries spoke to Joy News.
Yes, MJ Mission, we came into contact with them 6th March 2016. Actual facts. They brought clothing, garden equipment. Surprisingly, we were not expecting it. Many people, some people that maybe could not, children that could not even get something to go to school, through those clothing they brought, we were able to give every vulnerable. If you are the blind, you are blind, you have children, we give.
The town hall, about 7 children argue over who got a nicer shirt or a pair of pants. But there is a bigger need. Beyond the Christmas celebrations lie an even bigger nightmare. These children have no uniforms, bags, or learning materials. For these children, their future remains uncertain as their parents continue to battle the experiences of disability with very little help from outside.
I don't have a bag. I don't have book. I don't have a pen. I don't have shoes.
Which class are you in?
Class 4.
Which school?
Caray.
And your name?
Name. Esther. My friend name is Amanda.
Are you in the same class?
Yes.
Head teacher of the Caray Basic School, Justin Dofubari, laments dropping education standards and low attendance due to the poverty levels here.
Most of the children, their parents are not working. It says that they only do small farming to also cater for their children. In which our school I'm teaching currently, we are suffering a lot. There are a lot of challenges that are facing our school. One, there is some of the children comes to school without even textbooks, exercise books, or even pencils. But when you ask, they will tell you that the parents are not having money, they have no resources to give them so that they will be able to access the exercise books and then writing materials. Now, even at the school, many of the classes, we are facing a lot of problem with no furniture. We have no furniture in our schools. So I think a lot of problems are there, but these are some of the few I can just tell you for now.
Mr. Dofubari admits the results could have been much better. He attributes the poor performance to a number of factors which include lack of proper teacher-pupil monitoring and supervision.
In a class, one class, we have almost 70 children in a particular class. So the teachers are also trying their best to also help these children. But because of the overcrowding, they are not able to always take care of each one of the children to be able to get a high quality teaching and learning. And that is why our performance is going down.
Okay, what was your recent performance at the BEC?
At the recent performance, we registered 27 candidates, but we have district-wide, we have 17% of the people passing, which is not encouraging.
Government's Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty program, LEAP, according to Assembly member here, is not covering all these persons living with disability. There's been appeals from various quarters to open up the program to account for all the physically challenged persons and their families here, but that remains to be seen. We also gather assessing the disability fund by persons at the Lambusikani District Assembly has been another challenge they've had to deal with. Some opinion leaders believe some of the donations that are brought to the community get diverted by folks at the District Assembly, a claim the Assembly denies. The Lambusikani District Assembly rather blames NGOs and other corporate organizations for going into the community to give out items without prior approval and consent of the Assembly's Social Welfare Department. With gratitude in their hearts, these people here who are braving the odds in very unique ways are calling for more assistance from all well-meaning and benevolent organizations to make living life worthwhile in these parts. For Joy News, Komla Adom, Caray, Upper West Region.
Komladum with that story. Well, we're still staying in that zone because the coalition of SADA zone civil society organizations are charging President Akufo-Addo to investigate what they describe as misappropriation of some 500 million Ghana cedis secured to put up infrastructure project in the SADA zone. The NPP administration under President Akufo in November 2008 secured a loan facility of some 5 million $500 million US dollars for the construction of 2 strategic and life-transforming development projects in the northern Savannah area. The Pwalugu multipurpose dam in the Upper East region and another one in Dwale in the northern region to boost Ghana's agricultural sector. Now, according to the coalition, since 2009, when the loan facility was received by the Ghanaian government, no work has been done on site. The coalition is calling on the president to demonstrate transparency and accountability by taking up the issue. Executive Secretary of the coalition, Isaac Adongo, joins me in the studio, and we'll find out from him, since this is, well, perhaps a serious allegation that they're leveling against the former administration, whether or not they can demonstrate to us any truth, if there is at all. Ms. Adongo, you're welcome to the show, and thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
You're welcome. How do you back your accusations with evidence?
First of all, let me make this correction. It is 500 million US dollars.
Yes.
Secured from Brazilian government.
Yes, that's what I said.
Secondly, the name is Ayorko Adongo Bismarck and not Isaac Adongo.
Okay.
Isaac Adongo happens to be a brother who is the member of parliament of Bolgatanga Central.
Okay, sincere apologies for
that is
slippage.
it. Yes, so back to the question of serious allegation. We as a civil society organizations have always maintained that you cannot survive in your advocacy in this 21st century with speculation. You must have evidence to back whatever you are saying.
Right.
It is true that in November 2008, the Ghanaian Parliament passed a loan agreement between the government of Ghana and Brazil. Fortunately, all the processes finished and the money hit the Ghanaian government coffers in 2009. By then, there was a change of government. And once there was change of government, the new administration had to administer these resources. And what we were waiting with hope that these strategic projects will be carried out. Unfortunately, we never got that. What we know is that there is a publication, that top 50 achievements of the NDC government in 2012, in which page 6 of that publication says the government has diverted the resources meant for the Pwalugu multipurpose dam to the construction of Eastern Corridor route. So that is one point of evidence. The second point of evidence is that there is no work at site. We are from the northern Savannah area. We live around these project sites, and there is no work that is ongoing.
The northern Savannah area is quite a big area. Exactly where do you live? Exactly where do, say, members of the coalition live?
Members of the coalition are drawn from the 5 regions that SADA operates. That is the 3 northern regions and the northern parts of Volta region and the Brona-Hafo region. Okay. I personally live in Bolgatanga, which is just not far from the Pwalugu area where the dam is supposed to be constructed. Okay.
So you're saying that this money, as far as you're concerned, has reached the Ghanaian government. Have you tried to reach out to, say, the district level leadership? Because usually these things are channeled through them. Have you reached out to the districts in your area to find out why what you believe has to be done is not being done?
I'm not sure it is a question of reaching out to the district leadership. Government of Ghana stated, or the party in power stated in that publication that they have diverted the resources. And we haven't really also seen work on the side. So you are getting to a district chief executive to ask him to
who is representative of government at that time. Yes.
We had even gone ahead of the district chief executive. We had raised the issue before 5 regional ministers from the SADA zone.
But the regional ministers still work with the district?
Yes, in a meeting. After we had failed to get satisfactory answers from the district leadership, we raised it before members of parliament from the area. We raised it to the regional level, the regional ministers level. We took it to even parliament and met with the leadership. We know SADA under the previous administration was under a minister of state in charge of development authorities. We raised this issue. We had an opportunity to meet with the president of the Republic of Ghana, that is the former president, President Mahama, we raised this issue.
And what was the response?
The response has always been that they are working on it. They will fund the resources. So we are saying we want to find out what has happened to this resource, what has happened to this loan facility that is meant for this strategic project. Because that Polko multipurpose dam, as the name implies, has a multipurpose. One, it will expand agricultural activities. Experts tell us that it will expand about from 20,000 to over 400,000 hectares of land for cropping or agricultural activities. It also provides water transportation from the northern part of the country to the southern part of the country. And it also has an energy component in it that experts even estimate some megawatts that it will be generating energy.
Which should be very useful for the area we're talking about here.
And for the country.
But exactly what do you want? You've raised all of these issues at various levels, you say. Now you're petitioning the president, you say. Exactly what do you want the president to do about it? And have you considered reaching out to any of he's already passed his Minister of Agriculture. Have you considered reaching out to people on that level before it reaches the president's level? Because perhaps he might not hear you.
I even think that this is one of the number of things that we have raised for the consideration of the new administration. One of the key issues that we really raised in the press conference was the fact that we had participated in the preparation of a master plan for the total transformation of the Northern Savannah Ecological Zone. This particular comprehensive document is called SADA Master Plan. Okay. And in that plan, a number of this multipurpose dam is to be constructed by SADA. A number of dams, medium, small scale, medium scale, and then large scale. So we have even asked that government should demonstrate commitment to the SADA Master Plan, which we have a lot of issues or opportunities for the government to consider and use to transform the Northern Savannah.
Who have you given this plan to? Who has this plan?
The
SADA master plan. Because you know that SADA itself, something that was supposed to be a development initiative in the SADA area, which has generated a lot of controversy. There was this issue about corruption, etc. A story that we did here. One of my colleagues, Manasseh Azuriawene, did and really highlighted the issues that the SADA project itself was fraught with. So there are issues. Who have you given this master plan to, and to what extent do you expect them to expedite action? Because I believe that there will have to be some time within which they sort out all of these things.
Yes, first of all, I agree with you that there were issues of alleged corruption raised and widely reported by the media, particularly this powerful media house. But we have to also note that there are also a number of good things that have emerged since the new leadership took over. So I think it is fair to also acknowledge some of the good things that the new leadership has really facilitated for us to have. So on the issue of who is keeping or who we have given this plan to, we are seeking, the plan is facilitated by SADA, and SADA is a government agency. And once SADA is a government agency, the plan will have to be with the government. It will have to be with the authority. So we are saying that we need to draw government's attention to this issue. We have made a number of attempts and requests to meet with even the president, meet with his Minister for Food and Agriculture, meet with leadership of Parliament to raise some of these issues and present them copies of the master plan that SADA has facilitated as a blueprint for the transformation of the Northern Savannah Ecological Zone. Because the plan, fortunately, seems to be providing a number of opportunities for the proposed policies of this government to realize its bigger vision for this country, particularly.
It appears to me that at this point you've not really engaged any close if for lack of a better word, close stakeholders in this matter. So right now you're proposing, you say you have a proposal for government. You've not reached out to the Agric Minister. Is there a way of reaching out to the Agric Minister, for instance?
Yes, there is a way. There is a way.
Have you done that?
Yes, we've just requested. We sent a letter. I think that was last week.
Okay.
To the office of the Agric Minister. But you know they are just settling down. We need a letter has also been sent to the Flagstaff House, requesting for an opportunity to meet with the president.
So you're waiting for a response.
We are waiting for a response to meet with them and present these issues to them.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope that they hear you out, and I hope that you get a favorable response. I've been speaking with Bismarck Adongo. Bismarck Adongo is Executive Secretary of the Coalition of SADA Zone Civil Societies, and they're calling on President Akufo-Addo to investigate SADA. Again, some $500 million dollar issue there.